Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Now, today is going to be a little something different. We're actually in Project Cars 2. And I'm not going to lie, I have had such a love-hate relationship with this game, it's not even funny. The thing is, it feels like the consistency of this game is just not what other racing games are. Like, sometimes you'll play this game and everything feels great. Other times you play it and it just feels so wrong. One of the reasons why I never really got serious about this game is that it just wasn't fun for me. You know, like, I understand these sim racers are a lot of work. I get that, but if it's not fun, then I kind of lose interest fast. But what I decided was to go back into the game and check it out now that I've been playing ACC for a while. So now let me just kind of set the stage here. I had never played this game at all without the line, and I've never played this game with manual transmission, so we're going to try that today. We're going to be driving around Brands Hatch because that's what I'm used to, and I figured, you know, both tracks are in the game, or both games. We're going to be driving a Ferrari. Not a 2020 Ferrari, of course, but we're going to try to get, you know, as close as we can. And I'm not comparing games in the sense that I'm not comparing graphics and sound and stuff like that. Obviously, Assetto Corsa Competizione has laser scanned tracks, which I don't think Project Cars 2 does. I could be wrong, guys. If I am, feel free to correct me in the comments. But I know Brands Hatch does not feel the same on Project Cars 2 as it does in ACC. But let's get out there and start driving around and noting the differences. So the first difference that I will admit is the views. Honestly, there's not really a single view in the game that I really like. So I guess I picked this one. But this one here tends to get really blurry, and it's just more difficult to see your rev limiter, so you have to rely on your ears a little more, which I'm not against, guys. I'm not against. That's fine. Now, one of the huge things right out of the gate that I can tell about this game that's different, and I don't know how they did it, but the pedals on T150 Pro feel so much different on this game compared to ACC. ACC, you can basically just put the brake to the floor. This one, you really need to be easy on the brake and the gas. If you brake too hard, you're gonna lock the wheels up, which that makes sense, you know. And if you hit the gas too hard, you're gonna lose control. And I have noticed that the brake points are a little earlier on this version of Brands Hatch than they are in ACC, but again, you gotta be really easy on the brake and really easy on the acceleration coming out of the turns. And I'm not gonna lie, like, I kind of wish ACC felt that way in the pedals more. I really do. And like I said, though, the brake points are a little bit earlier, it seems, on this track. And there we go. And see, that's the thing about this game, is that happens so much. Spinning out in this game is just one of the things that really kept me from playing the game a lot. But also I'm having one of these kind of moments where the wheel isn't feeling right to me. It's not feeling heavy enough for some reason. Now, I haven't changed any of my settings, but yet the wheel feels very light this time compared to the last time I played it. And that just seems to be one of the inconsistencies of this particular title. But like I say, I really wish ACC would have gotten the pedals to react the way this game does. Now right there, man, the wheel felt so loose for some reason. Now here, I had to start braking here. Go down to third to go around that one. And again, this view, you get a lot of blur for some reason. I don't really know why. But anyways, that's Brands Hatch in a Ferrari on Project Cars 2. So now let's take a look at Brands Hatch on ACC with my 2020 Ferrari. Now we're back in ACC, and again I have my Ferrari 2020 Ferrari, and we're on Brands Hatch. So let's start driving here. You know, and I mean that right there is a huge difference. Like on this game, you actually have to drive out of the pit. Now maybe that's a setting on Project Cars 2 that I don't know about. So if it is, then that's just kind of dull on my part. So as I said, the track is laser scanned in this game, so these are pretty much as close as you can get to the real track. And immediately after playing Project Cars 2, the feel of the pedals, man, that is huge. Like, that is really huge. Like I say, I kind of wish that the pedal feel of Project Cars 2 was in this game, just because that just seems a little more realistic to me. Oops. And if I would be paying attention. So yeah, I had to press the brake down a lot further to get the car to slow down, and it doesn't feel like, you know, it doesn't feel like I'm gonna get any lockup if I slam the brakes down, so. That's a big difference. Now what I will say, the wheel feels better, but that's just because the wheel on this game is a lot more consistent. The one thing I will say is that every time I boot up this game, the wheel pretty much feels the same unless they do something in the update to change it. Other than that, the wheel is pretty consistent. And again, part of my bad driving, that's because I'm talking, and we all know that talking and driving is not my strong suit. Jeez. Look at this. And obviously with ACC, I like the camera. I like the cameras much better. Like this one here, I can clearly see my rev limiter, so I don't even really have to take my eyes off the road. I don't have to look down to see it. Whereas in Project Cars 2, it's really not that easy to see. And in that one camera angle, you get all that blur that I don't know what the deal is with that, but But anyway, guys, this isn't a progression video. This isn't a comparison. This isn't really a comparison video. This is just, wow. This is just me being trash video. It was just kind of me wanting to go back into Project Cars 2 and just looking at the differences and seeing if I could find that game any more fun. Now that I have a little more experience, even though it doesn't really show in this video, because I am struggling. But again, it's because I'm not really concentrating. In closing, guys, I guess what I wanted to find out is, could I find any fun in Project Cars 2? Because honestly, I never felt that it was really that fun of a racing game. It was just the inconsistencies were just too much. Now, what I will say is that I never ever thought that I would be racing around in Project Cars 2 without the driveline on and shifting gears. So that's a definite plus in my book. But the end verdict is still that, I don't know, it's just, there's just something about the game that I don't enjoy, and I really feel that it's the inconsistencies. It really is, because like I say, sometimes it feels great, and then other times it just doesn't. And I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's something in the game that the developers did, or what. And it's really a shame, because there's a lot of cars in the game that you could drive, and there's a lot of tracks. There's so many different tracks in the game. Now, obviously, Assetto Corsa Competizione is a specialized sim racer in the sense that it's just GT. That's what it is. It's a GT3 simulator. Now they have GT4, you know, who knows what other GT classes they'll add into the game. Project Cars 2, man, it looks good. It's got some issues, like the cameras. I'm not fond of the cameras at all. Like, I can't find one that I really think looks good to me. So I guess what I'm going to say is that this is not going to be like my go-to racer for sure. But it's a good game. Like, I'm glad I bought it, and the more that I practice ACC, I will come back to Project Cars 2, and I will play this game. Now, like I say, man, I have F1 2020, and I love that game. I think that game's great. I have Grid. I think Grid's a good game, except for the fact that the AI is just way too aggressive in there, that they want to spin you out in every corner. But anyway, guys, I think that's where we're going to end this one. And I just wanted to have a little bit of fun and do something a little different. It can't always be work. It can't always be practice. You got to have a little bit of fun with things every once in a while, and that's what we did here. And I really just want to keep racing content on my channel. So obviously I'm not going to record every session of me just practicing laps on Brands Hatch, you know, but yeah, expect at least something every week in the way of racing content from the channel from now on. So that being said, guys, I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and we'll see you next time, guys.